Some people say the worst night in a man's life is the night he loses everything. But they are wrong.
This is bad.
The worst night is the night a man must choose who to lose. That night Kamal and Sadiq did not sleep. The demon's voice still echoed in their ears. Your mother's, or another pure soul. They sat in Kamal's big living room surrounded by expensive chairs, bright lights, and bottles of drink on the table. 5 years earlier they had dreamed of this life. Now the room felt like a prison. Sadiq finally spoke, his voice shaking.
This is bad. We need to leave
Maybe
now.
we should run away.
It's too risky. They'll find us.
Kamal looked
Staying
at him
is worse.
slowly and asked, run where? Sadiq had no answer. Kamal rubbed his face and leaned back. The priest said the ritual must continue. If we refuse, the demon will destroy us. Sadiq's eyes were red with fear. But our mothers, he whispered. The words refused to come out. The silence between them became heavy, until Kamal finally said the thing both of them were afraid to say. There is another way. Sadiq looked up slowly. Kamal's eyes were dark. Our friend. The room became completely quiet. They both knew the name without saying it. Elia. The only one who had refused to join them. The only one who had warned them from the beginning. Sadiq covered his face. That is our brother. Kamal answered with a cold voice. If we don't choose him, we lose our mothers. Those words broke something inside both of them. But fear is stronger than guilt when darkness has taken hold of a man's life. The next day they drove to Elia's house. His home had not changed in 5 years. The same small house stood quietly in the compound. The same calm atmosphere surrounded the place. The same peace rested there like a blanket over the land. Elia came outside when he heard the car. He looked at them carefully without speaking. Kamal forced a smile. We came to apologize. Sadiq quickly added, we were wrong, we should have listened to you. Elia studied their faces for a long moment, then he opened the door. Come inside. They entered the small house and sat down. The room had nothing expensive in it. No luxury. No decorations. Just simple chairs, a small table, and a Bible resting quietly on top of it. Yet something powerful filled the room. Peace. The kind of peace money cannot buy. Elia sat down and looked at them calmly. Money without peace is a curse. Sadiq lowered his head. Kamal quickly changed the subject. Brother, come with us tonight. Elia looked at him carefully. Where? Kamal answered quietly. To pray. Elia nodded slowly and agreed. But that night before leaving his house Elia prayed longer than usual. Something inside his heart felt uneasy, but he still trusted God and followed them into the car. The car drove quietly through the sleeping village. No music. No laughter. No conversation. Soon the road turned toward the forest. The trees became thicker around them. When they arrived near the old shrine Elia suddenly stopped walking. His eyes widened slowly. He recognized the place. He turned and looked at his friends. You brought me here. Sadiq began to cry. The demon wants our mothers. Elia's face became heavy with sadness. So you brought me instead. Neither Kamal nor Sadiq could look into his eyes. They led him down into the underground shrine. The court priest was already waiting. Candles burned along the stone walls. Shadows moved strangely across the room. The air felt heavy, like something unseen was breathing around them. The priest spoke slowly. Bring the sacrifice forward. Kamal grabbed Elia's arm, but Elia did not fight. He simply looked at them with deep sadness. After all these years, this is how our friendship ends. Sadiq fell to his knees crying loudly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The priest raised the ritual knife.
Spirits of the ancient veil, I summon you now.
At
Awaken
that
and
moment
witness this
Elia
sacred
closed
rite.
his eyes and began to pray. God, if my life will save them, let your will be done. Suddenly the candles began to shake violently. A strong wind rushed through the shrine. The ground trembled beneath their feet. Then a bright light filled the room. The demon screamed with anger from the shadows. "You cannot break this covenant." But the light only grew stronger. Komor fell to the ground covering his face. Sadiq screamed in fear. The shadows twisted across the walls, then scattered away like smoke. With a loud, terrible cry, the demonic presence vanished completely. The shrine became silent. Slowly the lights faded from the room. Komor stood up trembling and rushed toward Elijah. But Elijah was lying on the ground weak, barely breathing.
Brother, stay with us. We're here.
Sadiq held him and cried like a child. "Brother, please don't die." Elijah smiled faintly. "You were never my enemies," he whispered. "Just lost." Tears rolled down Komor's face. Elijah looked at both of them one last time. "Choose God, while you still can." Then his eyes slowly closed. The room became quiet again. The next morning the village woke up to terrible news. Elijah was gone. But something strange began to happen. The wealth of Komor and Sadiq started to disappear little by little. Their cars stopped working. Their houses became empty. The money that came from darkness slowly returned to darkness. For the first time in many years the two men walked into the village church. Not as rich men. Not as proud men. But as broken men. From that day the elders of the village began to tell the story of Elijah to young people chasing quick money and power. They always ended the story with the same warning. Remember Elijah, and remember the price of shortcuts. Because some wealth can change your life. But some wealth can take your soul.
That's right. Keep the celebration going.